So today in this session, we'll try to learn how to add CSS and images in our Node.js app. So there's a sample app that we have discussed in the previous session also. I'll continue from where we have left in the earlier session. So let us first try to see the output of this that we are running. So this is being run in 3007 port number, and we want to display an image here at the top. This user management app is the heading, and before the heading, suppose we want to display an image. So how to display that image? This is what we have to learn today. And the image that is to be displayed is already there. So we cannot display any image if we place it anywhere in the application folder. But for that, we have to create a public folder, and then we have to give a permission so that it can be used. So whatever uh, assets we have to use in our application, like we use JavaScript, we use CSS, we use images, we use fonts, all these assets that we require in our Node.js app are supposed to be kept in a public folder, and that public folder will be given permission so that it can be accessed in the application. So let us see first through the uh, I'll show you how to uh, the steps. Now, these are the steps that is to be followed to use CSS images, even JS, JavaScripts, and fonts in our Node.js app. We perform the following thing. We create a public folder. In the public folder, we create images folder, we create CSS folder, and then we give permission to this public folder by using app.use function. And here we write app.use, express.static, and public. When we write this line, we give permission to the public folder so that anything that we keep in the public folder is available for use. This is also for security purpose because we do not want to expose our root folder to public, because in the root folder there are information related to database, there are other sensitive information that needs some security. So for that we only want to display in the public what is not very much requiring some security information. So what we have to do, we have to create public folder, we have to create inside the public folder, we create image, and in that image folder we create whatever images we want to use, and then we can use the image tag. So I'll copy it, I'll paste it here, but before that, what we have to do, we have to create a folder. This folder name should be public. It can be any other name, but it is good practice to name it public. And inside the public folder, we create the uh, folder img. And in this img, I'll keep this image that we have. So I'll open this folder. This is the public folder. Inside the public folder, I'll create the image folder, and I'll open this image folder. Just opening at the moment. we have a public folder. In the public folder, we have images, and in the images, we have this users.jpg, and we want this to be displayed. Okay, and in the public folder, we also want a CSS folder. So I'll create a CSS as well. So now you can see we have a public folder, we have a CSS folder, we have images folder. In the images folder, we have users.jpg, and in the index file, this is the index file. And if you want to see the output, you can see this output. Before this heading, we want an image. So what I'll do is I'll give the h1 tag. Before the h1 tag, I'll paste the image tag. So image src, this is images. Our image folder is images, and users dot the type is jpg. So I'll use this. Now let me do the refresh, and I'll come back, and here I'll refresh. This image tag has come, but the image is not getting displayed. So we want to check why this image is not getting displayed. So we have to give the permission. As you can see that you can see the code. We have the public folder. Inside the public folder, we have images folder. Inside the images, we have users.jpg, and here we have images.user.jpg that this is mentioned. But still, you can see that when we go and refresh it, the image tag is coming, but the image is not coming. So for the image to come, we have to use this permission. So I'll copy this. I'll paste it where? In the app.js. So I'll come to the app.js code. In the app.js, I'll give permission to use this public folder. If we do not give permission to use this public folder, we cannot see the images or anything that is there. So now I will run again. I'll come to this part and I'll do the refresh, and now you can see that this image is getting displayed. So this is how we bring the image, or we display the images in our Node.js application. So what we have to do to display an image, you can see the steps. We have to create a public folder. In the public folder, we can create images, CSS, JS, fonts, etc. We'll keep all those things here. And then in the app.js, we have to use this. Now, one very important thing that we need to understand is that after putting everything, wherever we have to access, we do not have to give the public folder in the src. In the src, you just have to start with images inside it, because in the permission we have already mentioned that public is to be accessed. So whenever we write image src, the application understand that it has to only check in the public folder. This image folder should exist. So in the public folder, it will go and use the images. Now, similarly, if we want to implement some CSS, so how to implement that CSS will also come here. Now, in this CSS, we'll create a file. Suppose style.css. Okay, and here suppose I create a button dot call to action button. Okay, in this call to action button, I'll give color is suppose blue. Color is this blue. Then I'll give background color is suppose bisque, and We can give the border radius 12 pixel. Okay, and we give the width as 400 pixels. Okay, now we want to implement this CSS. So I'll stop this. I'll come to the node.js. In the index, suppose I want to create user account management. I want to create a button. So I will create a button here. Input type also button. And then I'll mention, okay, style equals to dot what we have mentioned in the style. This dot cta btn dot cta btn. So it will be cta hyphen btn, and then add user, and I'll and this is the button post type. Suppose we have a button like this. We have used this style CTA button, and then we have to link it here. So to link, we'll use the same link REL. This is what we have to use. Whenever we want to link in HTML also, we have done the same thing. Only the path is that it starts from that CSS and style.css. So I'll come here. I'll paste it here. So what we have done, we have created a CSS folder in the public. In the CSS folder, we have a style.css file. In the style.css file, we have done some styling. And now to link it with the pages, I'll go to the index page. In the index page, you can see we have done the linking. And to use it, we have used it like this. So, okay. Okay, yes, it is implemented. So this is how we can implement the button. Only border radius is not coming. Maybe I've missed something. The border radius, let me check. Border radius is 12.7. Okay. Other thing is coming. The width is 100 pixel. Blue, bisque, everything is coming. So this is how we add styles and images to our node.js. We have to create a public folder. In the public folder, we keep all the CSS, images, everything. And whenever we want to use this public folder, we first have to go to the app. In the app, we have to mention that we will be using public globally. So we write this statement, and wherever we want to use, we use it like this. This is how we can use it. We have images getting used. Then we have a style sheet linked, and here we have a button. This button is getting displayed. So this is how. This is a short session wherein we only wanted to know how to use the public information in our application. Thank you very much.